if you're like a real true blue jaded Leaf fan, I think going into this series, like we all in the back of our heads were like, there's going to be one game in this series where they just get absolutely pumped by the Lightning. And tonight's game 4 had all the makings of that. Like, one of the best wins I can remember in game 3. Like, played well, shut the Lightning down, got Stanley Cup caliber goaltending, like, had the Lightning back on their heels and reeling. And then, they get a day in the Florida sun, feeling good about themselves, and before you know it tonight, it's 3-0.
Like, what's the deal with the green light? It's the traffic light is green. Please just skate freely into our zone and just have unbelievable opportunities at our net all first period. What, like, when they shut it down, man, like, they really shut it down.
A game like that, it opens itself up to, like, negativity. And, like, we could sit here and we could be super negative. I don't want to do that the entire time here tonight.
No.
I have a glass half full take, and then I don't want to say glass half empty, but I have concerns. All right. I'm going to start with the glass half full. Tonight was just a bad game. Right from the get-go, Steven Stamkos wires one in a minute into the game, and you just know it's like, oh, it's going to be one of these nights, right? And we've seen this before so many times with this team where it's like right out the gate, they don't have it, and they don't look good. But if you remove game 4 from the equation, games 1 through 3, even the game 2, which they lost, there was a good chunk of that game where they looked like the better team. And I still believe that if they play the game to the best of their ability, they can beat the Tampa Bay Lightning. I still truly believe that.
I don't know.
I
still don't know if they can beat them in a 7-game series.
I
There's
think
just not enough ways for this. The problem with the Leafs is there's not enough ways for them to win. They know how to win one game. They don't know how to, like, how many times have they gone up 3-0 and have blown a lead over the past 5 years?
But see, I would say game 3 is the answer to your question, in that, like, they built up a lead and we're going, oh no, here we go, they're going to blow it again, and they kind of shut it down defensively.
It's not about that game. It's about when do they ever come back and win a game in the playoffs. I don't know. Do you see them winning two more games? I don't.
I actually do, but they have to play. They have to play their game, and tonight they didn't play their game. Now, this brings me to my 2 concerns, okay? Because yes, they have to play their game, and like their speedy transition game through the neutral zone that Tampa can't contain. But there's factors within their own team working against them. 2 concerns. Ready? First one. We talked about him after game 2. John Tavares. Listen, I don't doubt for a second that John Tavares is not giving it his all when he steps on the ice. Like, you can look at, like, Tavares and Nylander, and with Nylander, there's a clip floating around on Twitter tonight of Nylander, like, backing out of, and I know we got a couple of goals, but there's a clip going around on Twitter of Nylander backing out of a battle in the corner for a puck, and someone on the TBS broadcast, Eddie Olchuk or whoever, is like, I would sit this guy for the rest of the game. Just being like, that's a brutal effort. So there's William Nylander, where it's like you can look at him and say, you're not giving it your all. I don't doubt for a second that John Tavares is giving it he's out there trying as hard as he can. But I just think, where he's at in his career, the pace of the game, especially in the playoffs, like he can't keep up. He can't keep up. So I'm kind of saying, like, I don't think, we sit here and I'm seeing everyone online too going, we need more out of Tavares, and I'm starting to get to a point where, like, I don't know if he can give you more.
Yeah, I just don't think I don't know. I just think there's bigger problems than John Tavares. Like when I watch them play, like it's just I think the Tampa Bay Lightning, they just can't they won't be able to shut them down. It just the free passes into the D zone. I don't care about individual performances. It's just if you give that team enough free passes into your D zone, you're not going to win. Mm. And I don't know if they could do that for 3 more games. And Sheldon Keefe's deployment of the lineup as well is
So hold on, we're gonna get there. Listen, we're gonna get there because that's concern. He's concern number 2. But I want you to just hone in on the point I'm making about John Tavares. Like, are you with me? Like, I just think like it's hard to go on a Stanley Cup run when your $11 million number 2 center can't skate. He can't keep up. He can't do it. And it's like, if they're going to win a Stanley Cup championship, if they're going to win this series, he has to be a factor. And we're 4 games into this thing now, and he's been, aside from winning faceoffs, has been invisible out there. Invisible.
Yeah, he's a non-factor. I'm with you. I don't really expect him to do anything.
Right? So anymore. It's like, it's not like, I want to be clear here. It's like, it's not like I'm sitting here going, oh, Tavares stinks. It's like, no, I think he's trying his hardest.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think he has it. I just think his best days are behind him. And he was never a hockey, in his prime, he was never a guy who was fleet of foot.
No.
And now when he's in like the latter stages of his career against this hockey team, it's hard, man.
And the game gets faster every year, too. It's not, the game isn't going to slow down for him. It's only speeding up, and he's only slowing down. And he's a non-factor out there. He set up the goal for Willie, but I mean, who scores more unimportant goals than William Nylander? I don't know.
You mentioned it earlier. Let's get to it. Concern number 2, Sheldon Keefe.
Mm-hmm.
Man, like, let's look at Sheldon Keefe's tenure in the postseason as the Maple Leafs head coach. Outcoached in the bubble by John Tortorella. Outcoached last year by Dominic Ducharme. And so far this year, he starts games 1 and 2, galaxy braining himself into this idea of it's going to be a total borderline violent series and putting Jason Spezza up in the press box, a decision you have not been a fan of. And then, like, he takes Timothy Liljegren out, and like whether you like Timothy Liljegren or not, that's up to you. But like he puts Justin Holl in. Justin Holl is awful.
Mm-hmm.
He's awful. And then he not only does he bring like the only negative I had about Game 3 on Friday night was Justin Holl. And he what does he do? He comes right back with him again tonight. And then they pointed this out in the intermission. He starts the game with the David Kampf line on the ice. Because why? Because, again, he's on the bench galaxy braining himself, trying to like keep up with Cooper. It's like, no, put your best players on the ice, Sheldon. But without question, the number one thing that drives me crazy about Sheldon Keefe, did you know that it's written in the laws of the earth that Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews cannot be separated? Did you know that? There is a law in North America where apparently, because that's the only logical explanation I have.
There used to not be a law because Mike Babcock never played them together.
Which makes this even more frustrating because now we've gone to the other end of the spectrum. It's like we literally just talked about John Tavares. John Tavares' best hockey in a Maple Leaf uniform has been with Mitch Marner on his wing. Now, before everyone freaks out, I am not here saying, oh, we need to start a game. We need to start the game with Tavares and Marner on a line. No. But for the love of God, Sheldon, can we throw him out there with Tavares for a shift or 2? Can we mix it up a little bit?
Yeah, I don't feel that. I'm going to be honest.
No, but what are you going to do, Ryan? It's not working. Like, you have to sit, like, you have to do something. You have to mix it up.
I just don't know why you would separate the two best like they're the best duo in hockey.
But set it but okay.
I don't know. Why drag Marner down?
But you're down. But
like put Tavares with Spezza at this point.
Okay.
Just get him out of the way.
But just to try and get something else going.
Yeah.
Especially when Marner and Matthews like
just play Matthews more.
Yes.
Screw that. Just play them more. Stop. Bieksa brought it up. It was a perfect point. Put your best player on the ice out more. At some point, game plans go out the window, and Austin Matthews can play any style of game right now. He can back check right now. He can take pucks from dudes, and he can score goals. Just play him more.
No.
Play them more.
But no, we're
less guys.
We're galaxy braining and putting our checking line out there because we're looking down the bench. We're looking down at John Cooper, seeing what he's going to do. Mark my words. Mark my words. If the Maple Leafs end up losing this series, someone is going to have to pay the price, and I think Mr. Sheldon Keefe is going to be the one to pay that price because this has been, like, it hasn't been good. You're right. His deployment of the roster, perfect way to put it. It's not good. It's not good.
And I hate the emphasis. He's made who's playing on the fourth line a big deal, too, because it really isn't that big of a deal. If you really think about it, if you played your best players more often, whoever the biggest storyline going into every game is who's on the fourth line. Who cares?
Yep.
Put your best player out there more often because he's a damn good hockey player. He's the best hockey player in the world when he wants to be. And he's obviously not getting as much ice time because the officiating is just sending everybody to the box.
Oh, that's another thing.
So
holy shit.
Before that, it's just okay. So then, once those penalties are over, that's your chance to double shift the best player in hockey when he's on his game. It's just
also
stop worrying about how much ice time Colin Blackwell's getting, and start worrying about how much ice time 34's getting.
And you're down. Like, I understand he doesn't kill penalties, but you're down 5-1. Put Matthews on the ice for a PK.
Yeah, I just
get him going, get him into but he won't. Like, it's just, I hate this, man. You see this across coaches and their egos. You see this across all sports. Like, the NFL coaches are the worst for this. But, like, it's like, he's just like, you're right, he is. He's so concerned about how much ice time Colin Blackwell's getting. Well, in this situation, we have to deploy these guys. It's like, bro, you're down 5-1.
Yeah.
You're down 5-1. Now is the time. The only benefit that comes from getting pumped in a playoff game like that is you're in a scenario where this is what the point I'm making about putting Matthews and Marner together. Try it. The game's over.
Yeah.
Let's get a look at it.
Yeah.
Tavares and Marner, whatever.
It's just I'm frustrated. Even you're right. I don't want this to be super negative, but it's really frustrating when they win a big game, they go up 2-1, and you sit down and watch tonight's game, and I just want to watch a good, entertaining hockey game. If that game was 2-2 and they gutted it out, it was a great game, but then they gave up a late goal or they lost in overtime, fine. It's just turning it on and it's just immediately 3-0. It's just it killed me, man. It killed my love. It's just at that point I was just so angry that I didn't even want to watch anymore.
It's tough.
It's just they got to learn how to avoid that. It's just you can't. It made me lose confidence in them winning the series.
I point to coaching. Your team's not ready to play.
I know.
Team's not ready to play. And this has happened repeatedly. It happened in the Babcock era too, so let's not pretend like it didn't. But this has happened repeatedly in the Sheldon Keefe era,
and with this
where
coach,
they don't start on time.
And this whole group, it's so like, oh man, I know they're playing a very good hockey team, and it's gonna be hard to hold them down, but I just want them to prove something, like just be better, be above than what you've been every single year. Go into tonight's game ready to go and ready to take a stranglehold on this series. And now it's just
now we're going back to Tampa. All the momentum is on Tampa's side. As with everything on the Leafs, I saw a bunch of squawking online. Like, you've got the people who are like, this series is over. They're gonna blow it again. Then you have the people who are being like, it's one game. Oh my God. And it's like, listen, if you're somebody who wants to remain positive, I'm not sitting here saying, like, I started off the episode saying that I truly believe that if they play their game the way they have in other games, game one, the first period of game 2, and game 3, if they play like that, they can win this series. However, if you're somebody that's just tired and broken down from like the history of this team, you're allowed to feel that way. And don't get on, like, and if you're somebody who wants to remain positive, good for you. Thumbs up. Good job. But like, chill, man. It's a lot. It sucks.
I'm taking this feeling and I'm going to flush it as soon as I wake up tomorrow morning. As soon as I wake up tomorrow morning, everything I'm feeling right now, I'm going to try to just can it. And it's a brand new series. Now it's best 2 out of 3. So, I mean, at least they're not down 3-1 right now.
Yes.
But, you know, it's just, there are several linings. I knew this series is going 7 games.
Yeah.
It is. It's just, that's the way this team rolls. It's just, I was just really disappointed and wanted to see a better result tonight because I'm tired of it going to game 7. I'm tired of them kind of playing the same. This is kind of I'm watching kind of the same series I've been watching the past, since 2017.
Yeah. It's just like you play so well in game 3.
I know.
And you have such momentum.
That game gave you so much confidence.
I know.
Like,
and then they come out tonight, and it's just like it's just this note. But dude, I put it like that. Listen, I understand these are adult men who are getting paid lots of money. So at a certain point, it's like, okay, if you can't get yourself ready to play, I understand and acknowledge that. But what is the point of a coach if you're not going to get your guys ready?
I know.
And this has happened repeatedly in the Sheldon Keefe era.
And especially when you look at the Lightning's record, 51 straight hockey games, playoff hockey games where they have not lost back-to-back.
Yep.
So that means every time they lose, they win the next game. You know that. That'd be the first thing I'd write on the whiteboard. Look at Vasilevsky's record after a loss. Look at this team's record after a playoff loss. They're undefeated.
Yep.
They always come back and they play hard. The evidence is right there. It's clear as day.
Yeah.
And you come out and you just free passes.
Yeah.
And like somebody texted me and it's like, is it Jack Campbell? I'm like, no, it's not Jack Campbell.
He had
the one with the glove was brutal.
Yeah.
Like you can't let that in. But the first one, Stamkos was bound to get on the board at some point. And then all the other ones were off rebounds. And they're just, it's like, you gotta be ready. You gotta just play different.
like you're laughing because you're just so
I'm
broken.
like, when we started this episode, like I was like shaking, like, you know, like that feeling when you're in a confrontation with somebody and you just aren't comfortable. That's how I felt when we started this episode, because I don't know. Like I'm over this.
Yeah.
I'm over. I just wanted them to come out and play differently tonight, and they didn't. And it's just my confidence level is dropping.
Yeah.
I'm gonna can this feeling, and we're gonna play a 2 out of 3. But it's just, when are they gonna just learn, man? They're never gonna. When are they gonna learn? I hope they can learn in game 5, 6, or 7.
Before we get out of here, let's talk about a recipe for success to win 2 of the next 3. You are adamant that they're allowing free passes through the neutral zone. Elaborate on that a little
Just
bit.
be more consistent during your shifts or when things are going bad. We talked about it at the start of the series. You have to weather storms against this team. They're going to come at you hard, and it's just, you can't take like 4 shifts off in a row and let them gain the momentum, because they're just like the Leafs. When you give them time and space, they're a very fast and dangerous team, and you got to lean on them just at all times. You cannot just be pedestrian for a period, because then that happens. And they got a great, they're so proven. Their record is so proven. They're such a good hockey team that you have to just dig deep. Find that next level of just, every time I go out there, I'm going to lay a body. I'm going to take my man. I'm going to back check. I'm not going to make stupid decisions. I'm not going to make stupid passes. I'm not going to pinch at a bad time. It's just, they just have to find that headspace of just, when things are going bad, just end it at next shift. Don't let it keep going. Don't let it keep going. Stop making it easy. Once it's easy for the Tampa Bay Lightning, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
Just figure it out.
Yeah. So you're saying
sweating.
That is your recipe to success. Like I said, I'm with you. You couple that with sticking to the speed game, especially through the neutral zone, the transition game. I've seen the Lightning not be able to contain it.
Yeah.
And that's your recipe for success. And just get
And I'm with you with individual. There are certain if you want to go individual by individual, yes, we could point out things that dudes are doing that aren't good enough. But if they're playing the way they want to play, they have enough good players on their team that they're going to score.
Yes.
Guys on the third line are going to score. Nylander's going to score. Tavares might get a goal. Your top line, if they're out there, if they're playing the way they're playing, the best they can, then they're going to find a way. It's just chill with the bad. It's period, man. Don't let it slip away from you, because it's 3-0. You're not coming back.
Yeah.
You got to be ready to play.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
All right.
Done.
So heading back to Toronto, best 2 out of 3. I'm with you. Let's wake up tomorrow. Let's flush this.
Yeah, let's can it.
Yeah, let's. I believe they can do it. Just play your game, do the things that you just talked about, and the things that that I've been saying for the last 20 minutes, and they can do it.
Yeah.
I worry about Sheldon Keefe. That's my thing.
Maybe
don't be surprised if he comes out tomorrow with some crazy quotes about how he's changing the fourth line and
maybe let's score a couple more power play goals.
Yes,
too.
yes.
capitalize on our chances a little bit more. Let's stop.
Well, and again,
passing
we're back.
the puck
Again,
5,000 times.
Again, we're back to trying to pass the puck into the net, and it's like, guys, somebody shoot the damn thing.
Well, the one power play and they had in the first period to kind of like, okay, we got this power play. They can get a goal here. They might come back. Matthews and Riley passed it back and forth 7 times, and it's Austin. You just got to find your shot, man.
Yeah,
like it's just they have to capitalize on those opportunities because it's gonna bite them in the ass eventually.
Well, we and the rest of Leafs Nation will be on pins and needles as we head back to Toronto. Game 5.
I just want this to be over.
Yeah, Game 5 goes on Tuesday night, but I just have this feeling, and you've said it before the series even started, that this is going 7, and I think you might be right, buddy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is including the regular season. This is 6 games in a row where they're just trading blows.
Yes.
Like they're just one team shows up one night, another team shows up the other night. It's just who's going to be the team that shows up 2 games in a row.
Oh, one more thing before we get out of here. You and I have notoriously been guys who like don't blame the officials, and we're the type of guys where it's like you got to play like the officials are a factor. You're not going to like every call, but you got to deal with it. This is stupid. Like this is out of hand. Like it's ruining the game.
Yeah.
Like where's Gary Bettman? Like this is ruining your product. How many penalties were 11, 12 tonight?
It was frustrating when they went down 3-0 and then there was like 3 or 4 penalties called on them right after that. And they have no chance of getting back in this hockey game if they're down 5-on-3, down 3-0.
Yeah, and it's just like it's ruining the enjoyment of like the product.
Yeah,
like it's not fun to watch a parade to the penalty box because then that keeps your best players off the ice.
Yes.
So it's like let's get this figured out. I hope the NHL like there's some sort of phone call out because this was stupid. Like I understand like. Clearly, the NHL had a meeting, or the officials had a meeting ahead of this year's playoffs, because it isn't just this series where they were like, the reputation is we put the whistles away. We're not going to do that this year. And holy shit, are they doing that?
Yes.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's next level.
All right, let's get out of here. Game 5 goes on Tuesday night. We'll be back after that to talk about it. And hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Cheers to all our new subscribers. We really appreciate you. We love all the comments. Even the one guy who comments on our videos and says that he hates. There's a dude who commented on our video last week who says, I hate these guys.
Why are you watching?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Thanks for the hit, though.
Yeah,
all
thanks
right.
for the comment. But it's kind of funny, though.
Hit that like and subscribe. We'll see you after Game 5, guys.